Hi everyone, my name is Andy Jenkins and I am an avid thrifter, vintage reseller, and interior stylist. Today I have a haul video for you. It's my very favorite type of video to produce. I can't wait to show you the awesome things that I have found on Facebook Marketplace, going to some of my local thrift stores, and then also I decided to do a little self-care because yes, thrifting is my self-care. And I hopped in my car and I drove to a few nearby towns and visited some thrift stores I have never gone to before. And let me tell you, I have found some amazing places that I will hit up in the future. So I cannot wait to share what I have found with you. First, I'm going to take you shopping with me, and then we'll do a little kind of mid-thrift reveal because I don't like waiting until the end of a video to see what the person found and decided to take home. So I'll give you a little peek in the middle. And after that, I'll bring everything home and then I'll show you all the cool things that I got, roughly how much I paid for them if I can remember. And then I'll show you how I'm styling them in my home. Without further ado, let's get thrifting. Guys, I found something I like. So I'm always on the lookout for cool things to put branches and flowers in. And I just found this treasure here. Ignore this hideous foliage in it. It's fake. But this is amazing. It is all wicker covering the bottle. So I can't wait to take this home. With a midway through haul. Like I mentioned before, I hate having to wait till the end of a video to see what someone bought. So 2 of the items you'll remember from the shopping trips, and then 1 of the items will be new to you. Okay, so the first item you may remember from shopping is this guy. I absolutely love vintage bottles, really any vessel to put branches or flowers in. I always have to snag them. So this guy was really unique to me because he has this awesome woven outside. The neck is really narrow, so it's a lot easier to put branches and stuff in. So I had to snag him. It's $15, which is a little bit more than what I would like to pay. I mean, it would have been less at like a Goodwill. But I was kind of at one of those antique mall places, so the prices are a little bit higher there, but I still thought at 15 bucks was a pretty good deal, so I had to grab it. So the next item you may remember is this really sweet little crane. I'm used to seeing kind of the bigger brass cranes, which actually are a little pricey. So when I spotted this little cutie, I just had to take it take it home. So it's only $4, which is amazing to me. And yeah, more details on this little guy and some of the other stuff that I'll show you in the car at the very end of the video. But yeah, I had to snag this guy. He was so cute. And then finally, which you're going to be amazed, this is the thing that I found when I was leaving a thrift store, and I hadn't really found anything, which is kind of why I hadn't filmed in it. And then as I was leaving, the person was putting this out, and I didn't feel like getting my camera out at that point because I was literally at the register. So I was like, oh my gosh, is that available? And she's like, yeah, I just put it out. And I'm like, yes. So this was only $3, which is incredible. And wait till you see it. I don't even think there's space in, see, you can't even see me. There's not even space in the car for this. This is how big this basket is. So when I am on the hunt, I'm always looking for vintage baskets, vintage pottery, vintage art. You know, those are kind of like my 3 favorites. And so when I saw this and for $3, I just had to snag it. So more details on this and what I plan to do with it when I get home and show you the whole haul. So that's it for now, but the whole haul is coming up. So first up, I'm going to show you some of the items you've already seen midway through when I did that mini haul in the car. The first thing is this vintage bottle wrapped in this awesome basket. I absolutely love the tones of this. I actually have this type of color all around my house. I have it in my wood floors and some of my furniture, and then also, you know, anytime I am framing something in wood, I usually choose that kind of light blonde color. So this is another way to kind of add continuity around my house with my decor. So this I'm probably gonna keep, at least for now, but I may sell it, I'm not sure. And that's the problem if you are a vintage reseller, is that is so hard to decide sometimes what you wanna keep and what you're gonna part with. So styling this up, I'm gonna put some billy balls in it, which are those really cute little yellow like puff ball flowers. So I'm gonna put some of those in it, and then as soon as things start to bloom outside, I'll probably pop a few branches in this too, or maybe even some pampas grass, I'm not sure. So we'll see how I style it. Next item you'll remember from the mini car haul too is this really cute vintage brass crane. I absolutely adore it. Usually you see like the really big ones, which actually can kind of be pricey. Brass animals over the past few years have been really popular, and that has driven the price up quite a bit, especially even at the thrift store. You can actually pay a lot for them now, which it used to be just like $1. So this little guy I got for $4. I actually couldn't believe it. He's so cute. This will probably go into my Etsy shop, so make sure you visit the link in my description if you would like this little guy. But yeah, just totally fell in love with it, and I thought it was just so cute and sweet. And then the last item you might remember from the car haul was this huge, absolutely huge basket. Now I am always on the lookout for baskets. You really can't have too many in your home just because they hide all your junk and they just add a nice woven natural element to your decor. So I am a big advocate for decorating with baskets. So I have never actually seen one this large. I've sold and found many of ones that are probably this big. So when I saw this one, I was like, holy cow, this is the biggest thing I have ever seen. And I actually sent a picture of it to one of my thrifting buddies. She's actually like a huge, big time reseller. And she was like, oh my God, that's amazing. So I was not alone in being amazed by the size. So I actually own a lot of fascinators. Something you may not know about me is I'm married to a Brit, so my husband is originally from the UK, And so hat culture is big over there, and because of that, I actually have a fair amount of hats and fascinators. And so I always need boxes to put them in to preserve them. So this guy I may actually keep, this guy I may actually keep for myself because it's just so deep and awesome, and it will look way better than just like a random box on my shelf in my bedroom. Now I'm gonna get into some stuff you haven't seen yet. So the first thing is this really sweet little piece of pottery. I'm always on the lookout for pottery. Pottery is extremely popular right now in home decor. I absolutely adore it. Usually you're finding stuff in the brown tones or blue tones if you're lucky. So this like painted piece, I was just like so excited about because I haven't really seen anything like it before. Did not have a stamp or any sort of like artist information on the bottom. That's one thing I always recommend you do when you're like evaluating pottery and trying to decide if it's old. That's one thing that you'll see is like the stamp on the bottom. So I'm not exactly sure where this little guy came from, but I could not get over the colors. I decorate with a lot of color, as you can tell. And so I'm always excited to find something that actually matches my color palette, especially in pottery. So the next item I'm going to show you is this beautiful teak wooden bowl set. I actually was like, almost went, when I saw it, because these are actually becoming harder to find. Because they're so popular, people are like grabbing them from their local thrift store, and I actually had not found one yet, which seems wild because every time I watch a haul video, I swear someone is finding these. So I was really excited to finally find my set, although I probably am not going to keep it, probably going to put it in my Etsy shop. So if you're interested in this, definitely check out my shop. But the wood on this is absolutely beautiful. The condition is amazing. Whoever owned it definitely made sure to, keep it well maintained. But yeah, you can definitely tell it's teak, although it does have the stickers on the bottom that say genuine teak from Thailand. But you can usually identify it just because of the color. It's this lovely kind of mid to dark tone wood. But yeah, these are just absolutely beautiful. It's a great piece. I love the simplicity of them. So especially if you're like styling up, when you're entertaining again, this is something that just will look so beautiful in your display of food. So if you're interested in these are going to go in my Etsy shop, but I was so excited to find them, and I actually only paid $5 for the set, which is crazy. This is one of the items that I found at that thrift store that I had mentioned where the prices were really reasonable. I could not believe that this whole set was $5, so I definitely had to snag it. Next up are these really cool and sweet little candle holders. I've been seeing a lot of interest in candles again. Not like candles that are like scented you get from Anthropologie, like actual candles, candlesticks, candelabras. They're kind of having a comeback. So I couldn't not grab these. They were only $1 each, which was incredible. And actually they have like a really lovely patina on them. So this kind of like darker mid-tone brass. But I thought like together, I'm going to sell these on my Etsy shop. I'll probably sell them in pairs, but I just thought that they were really cool and sculptural, and they're actually for smaller candles, not like the bigger ones, but the tiny mini ones. So I thought it was kind of interesting because, so many candle holders are for like a standard size candle, and these ones are actually for littler candles. So I couldn't pass these up, especially for $1 a piece. Yes, please. Okay, so the next couple items I actually got off of Facebook Marketplace. So probably not vintage, however, still definitely what I have been looking for are these glass bottles. So I absolutely love the trend of using branches and other living foliage? Anyways, branches instead of flower arrangements. So an actual narrow neck for the branch to actually like position itself properly inside the vase. So they're actually harder to find. So when I was on Facebook Marketplace, one of the many times that I've been trolling Facebook Marketplace over the last few months, I finally came across someone who was selling these. So not vintage, I don't think. However, and I have another one here, kind of almost like a matching one. She was selling two. So I was like, yeah. So I got 2 for $10. And I just cannot wait. They're actually, I don't know if you can tell, but they're actually 2 different heights, which I thought was really great. So if you're doing something in pairs, you always want to make sure that, I mean, sometimes it's fine to have them match, but better really is if you're doing something in pairs or multiples in general is to have different sizes. It kind of just helps with the overall look. So I was really pleased that she had 2 that were very similar. However, they were different sizes and slightly different shapes at the top. So cannot wait to use these. These I'm going to keep for myself for a little while, but I may pop them in my Etsy shop at some point. So now we're going to get to my favorite finds. I mean, I love all my finds, but you always have a few favorites in your haul. However, there's some items that they're just so good. So first things are this very sweet pair of deer. When I saw these at the thrift store, I literally was like if you would have been with me, you would have been like, seeing me, like my breath literally caught. I was just like amazed. I love brass animals. As you know, I picked up the brass crane that you saw earlier. I actually have a fair amount of brass animals in my house. I seem to really like animals. This will become even more apparent when you see the final item. However, I had never seen these that are like the black brass. I've only ever seen just, standard, aged brass. So I was just thought these were fantastic. I have a lot of black in my home, and so I was really excited to find something that kind of tied in those elements. So these guys, I'm definitely going to keep for a little while at least. My husband actually, when he saw them, he's like, those are fantastic. So the hubby likes them. They're staying because sometimes he's like, why'd you buy that? But I'm the expert here, clearly. So anyways, but yeah, these guys are definitely going to stay with me, but I can't believe them. And actually, I was doing a little research on these, and I think they actually might be Walter Boss, so you can kind of look him up. But he's known he's a mid-century metal worker, I guess. And he's actually known for creating a whole slew of animals that are like this black and brass combination. Some of the items are so cool. I may actually have to start collecting his stuff. So if you know anything about him or his stuff, comment below and let me know, because I'm definitely interested in learning more about him and his pieces. Because I think I'm going to be like a collector of them now, because I just think they're so amazing. Okay, now for my favorite item of all. This is something I found on Facebook Marketplace. As soon as I saw it, I was like, is this available? Is this available? I will pay you right now. I will Venmo you right now for it. And actually, that's kind of like a hot tip. I don't know if you live in a really, really, really thrift enthusiast market, but where I am in the Pacific Northwest, Facebook Marketplace is hot. And if it's something that's really cool or unique or valuable, you have to jump on it within a matter of minutes, otherwise it just disappears. So while it's great for people that are selling items, for buyers, oh my gosh, there's so much heartache in Facebook Marketplace. The amount of times I am messaging one of my friends who is a professional thrifter and just enraged by something I didn't get. It happens all the time. It happens all the time. So anyways, saw this, messaged her and said, I will pay you right now, full price Venmo, to save it for me, because I couldn't pick it up for a few days, and she said yes. So hot tip, like I said, if it's something that you really want, offer to pay up front, via Venmo or some other way that they have, Cash App, PayPal, whatever. I mean, there's always an inherent risk to that, because they could rip you off, but usually the prices that you're paying are not a huge loss. So especially if you're like one in line with many, if someone has a committed buyer right there, ready to Venmo them immediately, definitely do that as a text. I have actually won a lot of things where someone says, well, I've gotten so many inquiries, but you're ready to go, I'll just choose you. So, hot tip. So anyways, without further ado, this is the piece. It's huge. Can you believe how big it is? I absolutely love these wicker animals. I actually have another wicker elephant plant stand in my home. I'll show a picture on the screen of that. So when I saw this, I was absolutely amazed. It's in beautiful, beautiful vintage condition. Things like this tend to dry out, and they can break and become brittle. And this piece is actually, I absolutely love it. It is in perfect shape. It doesn't have really any flaws that I can see. It even has the eyeballs still left on it, which is very rare. Usually when you find something like this out and about, the eyeballs are missing, the ears have fallen off, there's breakage. And so this, I just was absolutely amazed to find. So it's like a little hamper type thing. But yeah, like I said, it was in beautiful condition. I could not pass it up. So this guy I'm probably going to keep just because it's just going to be a little bit of a nightmare to ship, to be honest. I tend to sell smaller items, things that are easy to ship, easy to package, lighter weight. That's just kind of what my shop is like. So this guy is going to stay with me. I'm going to have to hide it from my 2-year-old because he loves elephants. And I just know he is going to manhandle this to death. So this guy is going to be going somewhere very safe so I can love and cherish it forever. So that's everything today. Thank you so much for joining me. Like I said, I am a vintage reseller, so make sure you check out my Etsy shop for some of the finds that you saw today, and then other cool things that I have found on my thrifting trips.